To head to such a prestigious event, the main event's literally that this year. I think you've got 4 top 20 teams. You've got teams that are picked to win the conference. You've got teams that are expected to be in Final Four contention. Our opponent on Friday is one of those. UCLA is very good. Mick does an outstanding job. I had them in the Final Four a few years ago. They made a great run late in the season and parlayed that into a very, very successful NCAA tournament. But they're led by Tiger Campbell. In my opinion, might be the best point guard in college basketball. He affects the game in so many ways. He's a young guy that's improved every year under Mick. 41% three-point shooter last year, and is truly a floor leader. Arquez is an elite scorer, so he poses some different problems. He can, at 6'7", score the block. He'll shoot a three, and then Clark is maybe playing as well as any of them. An elite, up-tempo, high-energy defender that is all of a sudden developed a really good jump shot. So no doubt this is an outstanding team. It's a great measuring stick for us. Find out where we're at on both ends of the court, and then obviously on Sunday, then you've got another top 20 opponent in Baylor, Virginia, and we'll be excited for that challenge. So really looking forward to finding out where we are. We had our secret scrimmage against a really high quality opponent, and that gave us some confidence, I hope, to know that we belong and that we're in the right event. So I'm excited, looking forward to learning a lot about our team, and looking forward to a couple quality games.
And you and Mick, do you feel like you're cut a little bit from the same cloth, and that you both seem to hang your hat on defense?
Yeah, I've known Mick a long time. Obviously, he's got worked in the Hugs tree as well one time, and Mick's teams have always been very, very good defensively. They're not an overly complicated team on the other side, but they are tough. This team is very physical. Bona, the big freshman, is big and strong and really high motor. He gives them a little bit of a rim protector maybe they didn't have, but Mick is tough, hard-nosed, and you know what you're going to get. And so I'm excited for that. Let's get in the ring, and you're going to get smacked, and you better be able to get back up and start throwing haymakers.
How crucial does that scrimmage end up being, instead of one supposed to just going into the UCLA cold, having not faced a team of that caliber?
Yeah, that's why we did it. You've got to have. I know our freshmen belong from that scrimmage. We learned a lot about ourselves. I think we probably learned a lot watching that team last night, playing the Champions Classic, and where we're at in that process. So I feel good about that, and you always want to be. These first 3 contests gave us an opportunity to play a lot of people minutes, gain some confidence, grow, and I think they've served their purpose. They did all of those things and allowed us to have a better understanding of who we are.
You talked about you get to find out a little bit. Is there any 1 or 2 things you'll fly back on Sunday thinking like, oh, we learned this about our team? Anything specifically you're looking for?
No, I think it's again it's now you're going to see high-level competition, great players that are next-level guys as well, and there's some experience there, and we'll see that in UCLA. I mean, obviously Tiger has been around forever, as has Hawkes. I mean, those are 2 guys that in their conference have as many college games as anybody under their belt. So, that experience factor, we'll find out how important that is. We've got to go play really, really hard. We got to play very physical. we got to step up to that challenge. And that's the one thing I'm looking forward to seeing is if we how we handle that physicality, how we handle that toughness.
We just got a few guys that have never played a game against Colorado before. Do you lean on them a little more this weekend?
Sure, absolutely. There's no doubt that Coleman's been in a lot of these games. RJ was in a very successful NCAA tournament game. Terrence and Matt have obviously seen a lot of those moments. So it's in one sense it's another game, but in another sense, we're going to put some guys out there that it's the first time, in a real game against a Final Four caliber team, and so our veterans have to lead them, have to guide them, and those situations that come up in a game, we've got to have composure and poise, and those veterans got to lead them that way.
You going through Virginia or Baylor at all with your team now, or you wait till Saturday?
Staff's on it, but we won't dive into them, and we'll keep it very, very basic, one game at a time, next day approach, as we do in all these multi-team events. It's nice we've got a day to prepare, so it's a little bit of a not Big Ten tournament-like atmosphere where you just turn around the next day. We'll get to go to the court on Saturday and walk through some stuff on our opponent.
You guys are likely going to face some sort of in-game adversity at points there. Do you think you know who are the guy or are the guys on the floor who would kind of lead you through that, or is that still something that you can learn in Vegas?
You feel really good. I feel really good about Terrence and Coleman, and I've gained a lot of confidence in Sky, as I have Dane. And there's always a guy or two who surprise you in those moments that just relish those opportunities. We know Matt has done it. Matt's had 25 in an NCAA tournament game. He's getting his sea legs back under him, and I expect we'll see a much better Matt than we've seen to this point in these big games.
What gives you that confidence to see that?
Oh, I've seen him do it before. I've seen him do it in practice, and it's just a matter of him going out and having one of those nights. He was in the gym yesterday and walked through the gym, and he's in here soaking wet, shooting balls, and on a day off. So usually good things happen to those who work hard, and he's putting in the time.
Has there been something where it just hasn't translated from practice yet for him?
It's hard. It's hard. Look at Plummer last year. I mean, Plummer was there's nothing easy about transferring. Transferring's really, really, really hard. And when you're 4 years ingrained in one system and the terminology and it's not an easy transition. I'm probably utilizing him in different ways than Scott did, and so it's not an easy fix, and it's just relying on your process, getting in the gym, working, gaining confidence. It's a different locker room. So I think transferring is really hard, and some do it easier than others, but still the process is pretty challenging.
He seems like a guy, just given his experience in the tournament, like the lights and the stage could maybe bring out that version of him that you've seen. Is that fair, do you think?
I hope so. I know he's trying really hard. I mean, Matt's an unbelievable teammate. He's an unbelievable young man, and I know he can fall back on his experience of playing in a lot of big events and a lot of big games, and know that he's been very successful. And I think we'll see that Matt this weekend.
And I know you kind of dry on Jaime Hawkins out of high school. Has he kind of turned into the player you thought he might be?
Yeah, he's really good. He's really skilled. He's kind of that 3D guy. I mean, he's kind of that guy that, although he's not a great three-point shooter statistically, he just scores. He knows how to do it. He gets the ball in the paint. He's got a variety of moves. Shoot a little fadeaway that's really hard to get to at his size. He's a very good passer. And you're talking about a guy who's first team all conference and averaged 14 a game last year, and will probably be 17 to 18 this year for them. So love his game, and he finds a way to make his teammates better, and that's what a veteran should do.
It's your
The
guy.
the margin for error narrows here. Are there any points where you're emphasizing the guys? Yeah, we maybe got away with this in the first three, but we won't.
Oh, there's a lot of those. I think that we can't turn it over as much. We tried to make a couple home run plays the other night, and you can't do those things. When the possessions shrink a little bit, and the other team's within a possession or two of you, you've got to value every one. And we jumped up so early the other night, it got a little loose, especially on the defensive side. You can't gamble. You've got to be very solid. It becomes about who makes the fewest mistakes, and we've got to be really dialed in there.
You're a guy who really likes defense, and all you guys can play offense too, but it's 4 really good defensive teams out there. Is there something exciting about that, or would it be more exciting to watch from afar?
I don't know. I think you got 4 teams that have figured out. Virginia's won a national championship. Scott's won one. I think Mick's been to a Final Four. They get there because of their defense. They get there because of what they do, and we like to think we're in that category. And we've been one of the top 10 defensive teams here the last few years, and we like to think we're in that category. So offense becomes much harder and much more challenging. You got to have guys who can beat you off the dribble, and yet it becomes a game of mistakes on the defensive side, not just offensively. But you can't make them and give them easy gifts. You can't give up offensive rebounds. Your transition D has to be really good. So it's all those points are valid, and team that does those things the best will probably be 2-0 coming out of there.